NFL record for the worst completion percentage.
This is a game you need to win. This is a divisional matchup against a team you should beat. This is how you stack up wins.
Hello and welcome back to episode 64 of i75Live. We have I'd not say packed episode, but we have a guest today with our Colts fan, AJ.
Yep.
We thought it was only right we bring him on. Colts are 8-2, best record in the AFC right now, going into their bye week, playing the Chiefs after that.
Yep.
So we're going to pick his brain a little bit on the whole Jonathan Taylor MVP conversation and Daniel Jones, if he can kind of carry that team if they don't let Jonathan Taylor touch the ball 20 plus times a game.
Yep.
And then we also talk a little bit about Coach of the Year and kind of our mid-season awards, like you said a couple weeks ago with AJ as well. Before we get into all that, though, I will let Dylan take over our sponsor.
Yes, so this episode is sponsored by CutBet. CutBet is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that allows its users to wager directly with other users on any publicly verifiable result in sports, entertainment, politics, and more. Sign up today using code i75Live and stay tuned later in the show for our CutBet of the week. I think we got another good one. Did we win? Yes, we did win last week.
We took Patriots money line.
Patriots money line. Thank you, Patriots.
Yes,
let's get another win streak started.
To kind of, we wanted to talk about this because it was kind of funny because we had, I think, a pretty opinionated take when this all kind of happened and maybe there was some collusion going on. Well, it's really funny that now the Dallas Mavericks have fired their GM that traded away Luka, and we've kind of said, hey, it's the big plan to move the team to Vegas, and this is...
Maybe he was just an idiot.
Maybe he was just an idiot. Maybe he was...
He went on his Instagram page after getting fired, and it used to say general manager of the Dallas Mavericks. It now says girl dad and unemployed. I'm not kidding. That's the actual GM of the Dallas Mavericks.
Didn't he sit in the crowd too when, I don't think anybody around him knew who he was, and they're all chanting fire
Nico. Yep. And it's 9 months after trading Luka Doncic.
Yeah,
this is your reality.
So maybe it was just pure luck that they got the first pick and got Cooper Flagg.
And he still couldn't do anything with it.
And he still. So yeah. We thought that was kind of funny to kind of wrap that in. But like we kind of mentioned, NFL questions for week 10.
It was a good week of football.
It was a good week of
Oh
football.
my God.
We all won. All three of us got the dub.
Although I will say collectively, this is by far the worst week of primetime football we have had all year long.
Yeah,
every single game sucked. It was terrible.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch the second half of the Steelers game.
I don't blame you. I wish I didn't.
I also
didn't they say it was the worst game or second worst game of all time?
It was so bad, Chris.
I also did not watch the second half of the Eagles game.
It was also so bad.
Until there was 5 minutes left and the teams decided to finally score a touchdown.
Just so bad. And then the Thursday night game was also 10-7. It's just have we ever had two primetime games in the same week finish 10-7?
I don't know. Probably not, but it was a very collectively primetime was bad.
Just shitty.
The Germany game was the Berlin game.
I
was
guess
good.
that's primetime. That was great. I wish it wasn't at 9:30.
Yeah, that was a good game.
It was.
We'll get into that though. But I think our first question for Week 10.
Speaking on some primetime teams,
who are bigger frauds this year? We've got either the Packers, the Broncos, or the Bills. I think you can make a case for all of them.
I think you could.
I think when you look at the Bills, you go, how do you go from beating the Chiefs and then literally losing to the self-imploding Miami Dolphins the next week? Sorry, I know they won, and it was very impressive, but that's what it is.
We didn't get lucky. We kicked their ass.
You did. That's a very good point. It's not like you guys got some really... I mean, you did get a ton of turnovers, but I think they were valid turnovers of forcing Josh Allen to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And, ultimately running the ball very, very well. I mean, Achane had 2 really long runs.
He had 220 rushing yards.
Yeah, Achane was amazing. We had some really good rushking performents too. We had Achane, we had Gibbs, and we had Jonathan Taylor of over 200 rushing yards between all of them separately.
It's just crazy.
But no, I think I know you can make the case for the Packers. You're a big Packers hater, obviously, but I think you have your reasons and your football cap on other than just being a hater. And then the Broncos. The Broncos, I think, going in. I'll talk about the Broncos. I'll let you talk about the Packers because I know you enjoy doing that. But the Broncos, though, I look at the Broncos and I go, hey, you're 8-2, right? They're 8-2.
Yeah.
They have a pretty good lead on the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. And for some reason in the back of my mind, I'm still going, their Chiefs are going to win. The Broncos are going to somehow figure out, because they still have to play the Broncos twice, the Chiefs and the to me, it's the Chiefs are still going to win. And until you can really, really do it, and at the end of the year it says you won, I don't see it happening.
I genuinely do think you can make a case for any of them. I think Broncos and Bills. I think the Packers, just outside of what people already thought they were going to be before they traded for Micah Parsons, and now Micah Parsons hasn't had a sack since week 8. You are not getting what you traded for. And on top of that, your head coach is calling a very predictable game. And it's either because they don't have the weapons on the outside or he doesn't trust the quarterback, because Jordan Love has not been playing good at all. I mean, he's missing open guys. He's overthrowing them. And honestly, he doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. And for a team that said that they felt like they could go undefeated after week 3 or week 2, give me a break. You guys are 3rd in the division now. I think you may not even make the playoffs with how you're playing right now. And you don't have the hardest schedule moving forward. But the Eagles, for lack of a better word, dominated you guys. If it wasn't for the fact that they just couldn't, the defense played okay. They weren't able to just move the ball all over the field. But this is now the 3rd time where against the Panthers and the Browns, those are 3 teams, honestly, that you should have beat. I know Philly's great, but the Packers, they couldn't do anything.
Well, that was a game for the taking. That was a game like, okay, who's going to let who beat each other right now because of the score and how that game kind of played out.
It was like a I don't know, like a Canadian fest. Like, oh no, after you.
Yes.
Oh, after you, I insist.
Yes. And it was like finally, time's over. So who won?
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I think the other big one is the Bills. And I know it kind of makes me feel a little bit crappy about my team because I'm going, hey, that's our biggest win in Buffalo. But then it's like you beat the Chiefs and it's like, hey, they beat the Chiefs, we beat them, great. But
Dolphins are the best team in the league, Chris.
You go and beat you go and lose to the Dolphins the way you did. Like, how does it make me feel for my team?
That's true.
When that's supposed to be, like, that's been my whole argument of, hey, no, we beat the Bills in their stadium in Sunday night. Like, that's our signature win that maybe the Colts don't have, because I know we're kind of comparing those two right now. So, when you say biggest frauds, I think the Packers, Broncos, and Bills, they all have an argument to it, to just, things to point at and go, you guys shouldn't be doing this, because even the Broncos, this is your one opportunity to dethrone the Chiefs. And if they somehow mess it up, like, I don't know what else we can hope for as fans for the Chiefs to not be the 1 seed and win their division.
This is true. And I think, honestly, thinking back on the question, I think the one team that truly fits the mold of a fraud is someone who is on top right now but doesn't deserve to be there. And I think that's the Broncos. The Broncos sitting at 8-2, they've got probably 4 or 5 different games where they should have lost. They're just one of the best teams in the history of football in the fourth quarter right now, apparently.
Yeah.
And it makes zero sense because they can't move the ball. Even against the Raiders on Thursday night last week.
That was bad.
Can't move the ball for the first 3 quarters. Bo Nix is not playing good outside of the fourth. And I cannot see them against better teams in playoff, or even against the Chiefs, teams that are fighting for playoffs this late in the season. You're going to have to rely on your offense at some point, and you guys have not been able to yet.
I agree. Next one. This one, I think we're going to talk about AJ a little bit with Jonathan Taylor, but who would you rather have on your team? The 2024 Saquon from last year or this year's Jonathan Taylor? I think there's an argument to be made as in,
it's a really tough question.
Obviously I take Saquon because we win the Super Bowl and we're not going to be able to really know, we'll see how the season goes out. Yeah. But Jonathan Taylor already has 1,000 yards rushing.
And he's already got like 14 touchdowns.
Going into their bye. And he has, he's got more touchdowns than I think some quarterbacks do.
Yes.
Well, I know that. Mm-hmm. And
he's got more touchdowns than some teams, I think. Close.
you're probably, I don't know the exact number, but you're probably right. I know he has more touchdowns than probably the Titans, if I had to guess
Titans,
off the top of my head.
The Jets even. Yeah.
Probably not the Jaguars. The Jaguars are losing games, but they're still scoring points.
I think Titans.
Titans, they only have Cam Ward only has 5 touchdowns
something like that
on the season.
So when we wrote this question down to talk about, because I think it's very comparable seasons, I think I would rather have Jonathan Taylor of this year. The way it just literally feels like I've never seen a running back run through holes as big as that O-line is making for him. And even last year, to where all the long rushes we saw with Saquon, it still feels like Jonathan Taylor has had way more, and maybe it's a little bit recency bias.
Yeah, it probably is.
Probably is a little bit. But I just think what Jonathan Taylor is doing is so special and so just unique. And as fans, I think it's awesome that we've got 2 years back to back of seeing someone like this.
Oh, I mean, I love any year where there, chances for records to be broken. It's fantastic. But what do you got, Chris?
Can his body handle the kind of carries, though, the number of carries they're giving him?
I think so. You want to know the fun
game.
stat about Jonathan Taylor? He's on pace to have his second rushing triple crown in his career. In 2021, when he won Offensive Player of the Year, he had the rushing triple crown. He's on pace again. I think it's carries, rushing yards, and touchdowns.
Wow.
I also saw a crazy stat. I said this to Jake, to where I think him and Christian McCaffrey, like he has like almost 300 or 400 more yards than Christian McCaffrey.
Same amount of
Christian
carries,
McCaffrey has like damn near the same amount of carries as him. So it really just shows, and a lot of that goes on the O-line and maybe the scheme of the, of course. But what he is doing is really fun to see and fun to watch, the same way that Saquon was last year. Now, I will say, I think it's easier for people to root for Jonathan Taylor because naturally everyone, I think, hates the Eagles. So I think it's a little easier to enjoy it and be like, oh, this is so great that we're watching this. And it's not the Eagles of, well, I hate them and I don't want to see this, but it is still really cool, but I hate the Eagles.
I do think if Saquon broke the rushing record, I don't want to say it would change our narrative, but I just think touchdown-wise, scoring-wise, I think Saquon did have quite a few scores last year, but JT's going to blow him out of the water this year. Like, he has got a chance to break LaDainian Tomlinson's touchdown record, which I think is at 31. I want to say, like, total, receiving and rushing. He's close, and they've got the schedule to do it.
He's about halfway there.
He is about halfway there, and it seems like 1 or 2 runs a game. He's getting great, holes to run through as well with the O-line, but 1 or 2 runs a game for long distance. He is breaking tackles and stopping dead in his tracks and turning directions, and it's incredible to watch. Like, it really is. I wish he was on my team.
Well, and for all my betting people, I mean, his like base line for every game is like 1.5 touchdowns.
Yep.
When most guys are
0.5. Yeah, and that's like increased odds.
And you're not even getting like a good payout on that because he's done it so many times.
Yeah, he's got 5 games this year of 3 or more touchdowns.
It's insane,
and he's going to have more. I think
it is. It's a special season we're watching, and I'm happy that we get to watch it.
Yeah.
Next one, we talked about the NFC. There are a lot of good teams in the NFC. We've talked also about there's a lot of good NFC teams that I think aren't going to make the playoffs because of the amount of talent.
NFC's loaded.
NFC is loaded. Who do you think the better team is in the NFC right now? Eagles, Rams, or Seahawks?
I think it's the Seahawks. I didn't think I'd be even when I was thinking about this last night, I was trying to think of like any reason. This will change based on what happens on Sunday when the Seahawks and Rams play each other. I think genuinely the Eagles cannot be, I think they have to be third just based on, they're volatile on offense. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get. And yeah, they just had a 10-7 game. And the offense really hasn't been flowing all year. The Rams and the Seahawks are firing on all cylinders on both sides of the ball. And I think especially the Seahawks. I mean, the Seahawks they've got one of the best pass rushes and secondaries in the league. And then on top of that, you've got probably the offensive player of the year if Jonathan Taylor ends up winning MVP. Yeah. The Seahawks are just so good this year. I think Sam Darnold, I want to say, is almost perfect on deep passes. And
now who'd they trade for? They got the guy from the Saints.
Shaheed as well.
That helps, and it shows again, kind of like we said with the Colts last week. Their organization is going all in on this season and trying to get as many weapons, as many pieces as you can get to make a push for this. And I'm not kidding when I say, especially with your division, with the Bears division, with now this division, 49ers aren't dead in the water either.
There are 3 divisions right now, I think, in the NFC that can host. It's not going to happen because it's just not possible, but can have 3 playoff teams.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
When have we seen that?
There's so many good teams in the NFC right now, and it's going to suck because there are going to be. I don't want to throw this out there, but it would really suck for you if all of a sudden the Bears are that one team to be like, dude, we had this great season, and just because everyone else in the Seahawks had a great year, the Rams had a great year, we miss out really because of all the talent that we have. Where if we were in the AFC, we were a shoe-in, lock-in wild card at least.
Only reason I'm confident that the Bears make the playoffs this year is because, there's obviously a path for them to make it anyways, 11-6. But I think the 49ers, they've lost 4 out of their last 7. And so the Niners are going to fall out, I think. They already have fallen out. But I don't trust the Packers. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think the Packers, outside of them just being not what everyone thought they were going to be, they're injured. Their O-line, they just put their all-pro guard, Elton Jenkins, on IR. And they were already missing guys. And so maybe that's part of the reason why LaFleur is also just having to call conservative game plans. They don't have the time to block and the receivers that are going to get open within a second.
Yeah.
And so, some of these teams, whether it's because of injuries or just being unlucky, going to get left out. And hopefully it's not the Bears. I really hope it's not.
I hope not too. I think it'd be cool if both of our teams made it to the playoffs. I think so. I think it'd be cool. Last question that we will talk about before we get into, we'll talk a little bit about our game. But last question, this happened 2 days? It happened on Monday?
I think so.
Of when it came out. Joe Burrow's practice window has opened. Do you think that the Bengals or Joe, should he play this season? If he comes back and he's healthy, should he go back out there?
I want to say hell no, but their division's wide open. They can still win the division. That's crazy to think, sitting at their record right now. And so, and I guarantee you he's thinking like that too. The game that he's targeting coming back for is Thanksgiving against the Ravens. So, and they play the Ravens twice. That's the first time they play the Ravens. They play again halfway through December. I just don't think it matters. The defense is not good enough. You're not going to get where you want to go with that defense at all. I think they've got 3 or 4 guys in the top 20 for players that have missed tackles. And the top 2 are both of their linebackers. It's not a recipe for success. And I don't think, give them an offseason. We said this in the group chat, I think a few days ago when this came out, because our Bengals fans agree he probably shouldn't be coming back. Give them an offseason to actually go all in on fixing this offensive line and the defense. It hasn't happened yet. They've tried to skim past actually making those big changes by going out and getting mid-tier guys, and hopefully you can just develop them into great guys. Go out and get the blue chip players that will actually round out this roster, because you've got the offense to do it.
Well, and it's also kind of come to the point to where it's, well, no, we have such a good offense, we're just going to outscore people.
No.
Well, we've proven that that's not the case.
It's not possible.
I mean, you scored 35 plus points in 2 games that I can remember that you lost.
38 plus in back-to-back games and you lose both.
Yeah. So the whole argument of, well, no, our offense is, it's not going to work.
No.
And to your point, I do think, yes. I personally, it's the same kind of thing we have with baseball players and what we had with Acuna here, to where no, if they're healthy, they're here to play, regardless if they're out of the playoffs, regardless if they're here to play, because that's what they get paid to do.
Good luck trying to shut down Joe Burrow.
That's what I was just about to say too. To where if he's healthy and there's 6 games left on there's just no way he's going to look at that and go, yeah, I'm just not going to.
He did it last year too.
He did.
Tried to. Yeah.
And now with the way that the division has kind of shaped out and the Ravens really haven't been as dominant because they've been battling with injuries and everything. Yeah. It's not insane to go, there is a path to where if they can string together some wins, especially in the division of them playing the Ravens twice, I'm sure they play the Steelers one more time.
They play them this week.
Yeah. So I see a path. I see a vision, and there's no way Joe Burrow and the Bengals aren't seeing that as well.
Hell no.
So to go into our teams, because we will talk about me and Dylan's team.
Javion Henderson.
Patriots and the Buccaneers. Look, all I saw on TikTok, all I saw on social media of it's about time the Patriots are playing a good team. We're going to see the weakness of their schedule and who they've played.
Oops.
So So
I will say that, I mean, Buccaneers are injured too.
Yes, but they were coming off a bye.
They were.
I think their defense is still pretty damn good. Their D line with Vita Vea.
Absolutely.
And some of the passes that Drake May was making.
That Kyle Williams pass, the one for that 80-yard touchdown, that was a perfect ball.
If you watch the end zone cam of that, perfect. And it was about time we got him in the game plan. And you saw the speed where it was like, holy crap, this is why we drafted him.
He's going to be playing more.
And then, like you said, Henderson. I think Henderson finally had his breakout week to where maybe he got out of the doghouse. I don't know what's going on there.
Nah, he played too good. Vrabel's, get the fuck back in there.
It was great to see against a team that I think is good. The weather wasn't the best, so they were fighting through that, still making throws. Drake May standing in the pocket, launching the deep ball to Mac Hollins, the great pass to on the third down where he did a Euro step from Vita Vea, and on 3rd and 8. I mean, you can't. That's Josh Allen Mahomes type shit that you cannot teach.
Nope.
So it was awesome to see that against and now I would love to see the people, Tampa was hurt and Tampa was this. And
they weren't hurt on defense.
They were not hurt on defense. I know their offense and Mike Evans and Godwin and Bucky Irvin. I get all that. But come on, let's give them. Now, I truly think, though, people are just utterly terrified to say that the Patriots are good again.
Well, so I want to ask you something. So I think it's kind of safe to say at this point, just, obviously I love Jaden Daniels. He is fantastic. Guaranteed to be a top 3 quarterback in this class if he can stay healthy. That's the big thing is his health.
Yeah.
And so ironically, we kind of have, we're both set. And I think our quarterbacks have different things to work on. Because for Caleb, it's the early parts of the game. He's good for the first, scripted part, slows down in the second and third, fantastic in the fourth quarter when it matters. Drake May is fantastic right now in the first 3 quarters, but as of recent, he has had some late game sputters. And even in that game on Sunday, you did not win because of him. No. Travion Henderson broke that ball out. And even the commentators during that thing where they were like, I don't agree with that play call, but it ended up being a 69-yard touchdown.
Sure.
So it was like, okay, great, it worked.
For sure.
But I just want to know what you think about Drake May's progress in those big game-changing fourth quarter moments.
So yeah, I do agree with you. There is going to come a point, and it's gonna go, okay, Drake, you got 2 minutes. You're down by 3. You're down by 4. Let's see what you got. And I truly don't think we've had that yet.
Not yet. You did kind of last year, but
kind of a little bit. But no, I do hear you. His of following the game, making the throws that he needs to make, making the plays he needs to make on third down, which I think third down is the most important down.
Oh yeah.
Extending drives, and he had a ton of those against Tampa. He's had a ton of those all season. So but yes, I do. There's going to come a point, like I say with every quarterback, where, okay, Drake, it's on you. Go make some plays. Now, maybe it hasn't happened in the fourth quarter, but there has been opportunities and situations that have happened where it's like, hey, it's 2 minutes before halftime, we need to put on some points, and he does that. So it's not the fourth quarter to where he's maybe doing that, but it is other or even like, right before halftime against the Bucs, where we scored that touchdown with 0 time. It was a 4th and goal.
Yep.
That was pretty clutch to come away with a touchdown right there. So there have been moments of it, but to your point of fourth quarter, you're down by 4. We need a touchdown or else this game is over. And it's not, we go to halftime and we'll figure it out the rest of the game. Yes, he has not truly had that moment yet. And when he does, I can only hope that he comes through kind of the way he has the rest of the season. But I am excited. It's a lot of fun to watch. I think everyone is terrified to admit that the Patriots are good again. I think Mike Vrabel has a lot to do with that. It's hilarious, is we went into this game not allowing a starting or any running back over 50 yards, and now we let Sean Tucker, out of all guys, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go over 50 yards. So that's funny how that kind of works. Of all the great running backs we played this year, Bijan, James Cook, all of them, and Tucker is the one to go over 50 yards against our defense. But it's great. It's fun to watch. I think it's made me enjoy football a little bit more in that of my team being good.
Speaking of guys, though, that seem to have it figured out in the fourth quarter, I don't know if y'all watched that Giants game. You would have had to watch the game to get the full picture of how good Caleb Williams played. That game was his best game as a pro, seriously. And I think those throws, the sacks that he was breaking out of, he was pressured. That is one of the best defensive lines in the league. That is, Brian Burns is one of the sack leaders this year. He was pressured 12 times, 0 sacks. There were 4 or 5 different plays where he broke out of 2 or 3 different sets of hands and either got the first down, threw it away, but did not get negative yardage. And when trailing this season, Caleb Williams, 72.3% adjusted completion percentage, 1,300 total yards, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 4 game-winning drives. That's why you drafted him. He's getting better. I think without those drops, we're talking about how Caleb finally figured out how to play a complete game as a quarterback. But we had, according to PFF, 6 drops due to receivers. And there was, I think, 1 or 2 that weren't turnover-worthy plays, but just hit both the defender and receiver's hands. But 6 drops is the most for any team in the league this year. And we won that game, still. And it was because of Caleb Williams. With 4 minutes left, we were down by 10. And he leads us on a 91-yard touchdown drive and a 55-yard touchdown drive.
And something to maybe it's being overlooked a little bit too. That game was, Chicago football weather.
Oh, yeah.
And I think for a little bit, it was a question of, is he going to be able to play football in Chicago weather? Because, that's where that's what it's going to be. You've been playing in California, some of your college, you played in Texas, Oklahoma. Are you going to be able to acclimate your game plan, your style of how you throw the ball, how you play? And so maybe, that was, if I was a Bears fan, I'd go, hey, that was great. It was snowing. It was cold.
It was awesome.
So he figured out how to win in that type of weather. Yep. And he figured out how to win when some of his guys were letting him down, like you just mentioned. So yeah, I think you could make fun of Caleb all you want. For the people that make fun of him painting his nails and just everything
that dude is tough.
Everything that you can make fun of him for, that everyone does. This game, I think, to me, showed like, hey, this dude, get the right coach in the same way some of these other quarterbacks, Sam Darnold the past 2 years, and Daniel Jones now. Coaching matters, and we're truly seeing that with the Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams marriage. And this was a big game. And I know people are going to say, well, it was the Giants, though, and Jackson Dart got hurt, and Russell Wilson had to play, but you can't control that. Yeah. They control what they can control.
That helps the defense out. That doesn't help him out.
And I give all credit to Ben Johnson and Caleb because those two won that game.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
I think, and we're doing this all. I said it earlier. It's just our 3 best players are out on defense. And so get those guys back healthy. Jalen Johnson's going to be back in December. TJ Edwards is going to be back at some point. Kyler Gordon is going to be off of IR in like 2 weeks. Get the defense back, because this is largely the same unit from last year that was very good. Very good. And so with the defensive coordinator, I think we just need to see them healthy. And I don't know if it'll happen this year. I really fucking hope it does. I really do, because this team is showing a lot. But
well, and you got a coach fired. That's got to be a badge of honor for a team.
It's
to
normally
get another
the
coach fired.
Have a coach fired. It's after
a
season, or last year after a game. It's just, this is not what I'm accustomed to as a Bears fan. It hasn't been my entire life outside of 2018. I'm not accustomed to actually being confident. I was watching that game, Giants and Bears on Sunday, that last drive before we scored the touchdown. The past 3 times it happened this year, I was doom and gloom. I was like, oh my God, we're here again. But this week I'm like, okay, let's see how they come back this time. And they do, they proved me right. I just cannot describe this feeling. I'm not used to it. I don't know what it's like.
Dawson can tell you what that feels like, because watching Brady all those years, you knew Brady was going to win the game.
Not comparing him to Brady like Caleb, but it's just like, the same stuff's happening.
I think, to go on a quick, before we get into 4th and long, quick tangent on that, I think my favorite moment of that was the Super Bowl against the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm sure.
When it happened, and when we got the ball in overtime, it was like, wrap it up.
You were excited.
We won this thing.
Even like your NFC Championship games against the Chiefs, where it's like you needed a touchdown to go, to win. It's like you're confident. I feel confident in Ben Johnson and Caleb now.
I've been spoiled. I really have. Looking back, I was very, very spoiled. But I agree with you. It's a great feeling to have confidence with your quarterback running onto the field.
It's not something I'm used to. He's smiling on the sideline. He is smiling before he goes out down 4. That's not normal. It's not.
I hear you. Well, like we
here we
said,
go.
On a
fourth and long this week.
Fourth down and
Should
20.
have a pretty good one.
We've got a lot. Yeah, a lot is happening.
We have no idea what's coming.
And hold on, wait. When does Portillo's come again?
November 18th.
When is that?
It's 8.5 days and counting.
That's right.
It's the
Next
the
Tuesday,
countdown
correct,
is
or?
on.
Yeah. That's
So you
November
guys,
18th, 6
okay,
days,
yeah,
yeah.
I've got some great stuff for you this week.
Hold on,
first
wait,
of all,
hold on. My stepdad just texted me and said he is in line for Portillo's right now.
no, he's telling me he's going to be waiting for a week because Portillo's is not open.
He's
Unless they're
texting me. He called me twice.
Are they doing a soft? Maybe they're doing a soft opening
right now.
If they're doing a soft opening, we're going.
Hold on. Call him right. Hold on. Call him
Call
back
him right now on the show.
Okay,
Call
okay,
him.
okay.
Put him on speaker.
Put him on speaker.
I don't know if you want that.
Yeah, no. That's okay. Put him
Hold
on.
up.
Here we go.
Be kind of crazy.
We're going to leave right after the show. We're going.
We're going to lunch.
Hold on. He said he's in line right now. I don't know. Please pick up.
Great.
If he doesn't.
Come on.
It's totally leaving us hanging on the show.
Oh, come on. I should have picked up the phone. Come on. Damn it.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, well, we'll continue.
Okay, we're going to find out those drops. If they're open,
get to
we're
the
going.
bottom of this.
But
We're leaving
yes,
right
fourth and
now.
long.
Okay, here we go. Fourth and long. So listen, I don't know what's going on here, but another professional athlete, sports betting scandal, right?
Wait,
we literally
with the
we literally have Emmanuel Class A.
The Guardians.
We've got Luis Ortiz,
The
right? The
cockfighting.
Guardians. And what are you guys talking about over there?
No,
yeah, so
he was
listen,
asking
they're
me.
both in trouble. They both face 65 years, $700,000, $450,000 going to bettors. They were texting people during the games.
Oh.
Is this the future of professional sports and gambling?
I just want to know how many times this has been covered up in the past, specifically with Shohei Ohtani.
That was what I was going to say. Is this is the tip of the iceberg?
It is.
This has been going on, and with it being so easy to, I'll bet $1,000 on your first pitch to be a ball. You know how in the grand scheme of a game, that doesn't affect anything.
Yeah.
Like if I was Chris Sale, hey, Dylan, I'm going to throw a ball the first pitch. It's really not going to change the outcome of a game, but I'll win you, $5,000.
So are you finally admitting that a lot of professional sports, maybe not a lot, is rigged?
No, I just think it's easy. It's easy to manipulate something that truly doesn't matter in the grand scheme of a game. And that's why I think we're going to see a lot of these props and a lot of these bets be taken off. Because at one, it was cool and it was fun. All this stuff you could bet on.
Pete Rose never bet to lose. I mean, he
on
only
this.
bet
But that
on
was
himself.
a different that was a game altering
But it wasn't actually.
He
never bet against his team.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
He
only
never
on
bet
himself
but that's
to
what I
win.
mean, though. That's what I mean. He's betting like a winner, not something as like there are how many pitches thrown in that MLB game.
I saw this week, actually, and it ties in directly with what you guys are saying. The MLB, I don't remember if it was all betting sites or just a few of the big sports books. The MLB has worked out a deal to limit the maximum amount that you can put on pitching for any game. It's $200. You can't put anything more on that. And so, kind of like what you're talking about,
What do they know?
They're still
They're setting
offering
the
it.
parameters.
They're still offering it, but they're saying, hey, you can't put $1,000 on the first pitch being a ball or being a strike because those are very, very easy to manipulate, but not have an impact so much on the outcome of the game.
Yeah, imagine Chris Sale tells you that he's going to throw a ball, but you get a shitty ump, and he calls a high ball strike.
Or even, but you could purposely throw it in the dirt. You could purposely throw it way outside.
100%. And it doesn't affect
anything
nothing.
because one batter has a 1-0 count.
Yeah, that's true.
So that'd be my take on that.
Okay,
It's
here,
happening
next
all the time.
one. Here, I'm going to see how good you guys are. I would like to know if you can name the top 5 running backs this season for yards after contact. Who are the top 5 running backs this season?
All right. You go first.
Probably not Saquon because he's been having a rough year. I'll go, probably not Christian
Ashton
McCaffrey.
Genty.
Maybe, Genty's a good guess.
I'm sure he's in the top 5. Most of his yards are after contact.
He's not on the list.
Really?
Jonathan
Taylor.
Jonathan Taylor, that's an easy one.
Jonathan Taylor's number 1.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's easy.
A-Chain.
Dylan, give me another one.
A-Chain?
A-Chain.
A-Chan. Number 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Number
Let's
2.
go.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Hold on. Let's see who runs the ball. Cook.
Yeah, James Cook.
James Cook, number 3.
Oh my
So
God!
you got
look
the
at us.
Colts, the Dolphins,
We do
the
not
Bills.
have this in front of us.
No,
1, 2, and
heck no.
3. So you still
Proof.
have
We do not have this in front
I
of
do
us.
not
you
have
still
it.
have 4 and 5. Oh no, you guys have
I'm
four
looking
and
at the
five.
camera too. I'm not even.
I
looking
go over
at
these
it.
with Jake, nobody else.
I'll go with what about Derrick Henry? Is he up there?
Derrick Henry not on the list.
DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift not on the list.
Is
Both of these guys are sitting at 510 yards and then 513 yards.
McCaffrey.
Come on.
What division?
I think it's
or not
McCaffrey.
division. What AFC or NFC?
Both NFC.
Yeah,
Okay.
McCaffrey.
No.
Not Charbonnet.
Williams for
Kyron
the Rams.
Williams.
Kyron Williams.
Nope.
They're both
Okay.
NFC.
Am I going to have to give it? Let me give you
Wow,
one of
no,
them.
Hold on.
No, wait.
Okay.
Give us the division.
Division of one of them.
Okay, one of them
Oh,
would be
Rico Dowdle.
Well, they're both, let's see. So one would be NFC South.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle or Bijan.
Nope. Bijan Robinson.
How about
Yeah, the Falcons.
Williams for the
Rams.
Cowboys?
Oh, Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams. That was the one right there.
okay.
Javonte Williams. So
Damn.
Taylor, Achane, Cook, Williams,
doesn't
Robinson.
surprise
Good
me.
job.
Just
Okay.
talk about the
That's good.
running back resurgence that we've
Yeah.
witnessed in like the past few years. I know like I think at the beginning of last year, the year before, there were a bunch of, these top running backs advocating for bigger deals. I think we're getting to the point where
Saquon got it, then Cook got it.
We're getting to that point.
Achane's going to get something. Javonte Williams might earn something after this year.
Absolutely.
Dowdle maybe might earn something with a team after this year.
There are 20 good starting caliber running backs that can be workhorses at this point. I think that's just my opinion.
I agree.
Okay, next one here. So of all the teams that were victorious, of our 3 teams, I mean, obviously the surprise was the Dolphins. Nobody expected that.
Yeah.
Nobody expected that.
The way they did it.
The question is, though, listen to this. Tell me if this was a fluke or not. When you do a side-by-side comparison, and I've done a deep dive with AI in here just to make sure these numbers are correct, with Tua and Allen. Check this out. Over the last 50 starts, Tua, 12,660 yards. Allen, 11,750.
Okay.
Tua, 69% completion percentage. Allen, 65. Tua, for touchdowns to interceptions, 89 to 39. Allen, 86 to 34. Passer rating, Tua 100.6 to Allen 97.5. So, was yesterday a fluke? Or yesterday or this week, was it a fluke? Or should we have expected that? And trust me, I'm not promoting Tua right now because you know how I feel about it.
I think this is why watching the games matters most.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But stats don't lie.
That's
Stats
crazy.
don't lie, but
That's
they
crazy.
also
Embellish
Yeah.
a little bit.
what's
Okay.
their record over?
I was shocked when I saw those numbers. I
It's
didn't
like,
believe it.
When are
I had
those
to look it up.
yards coming? It's like, are they coming
It's
when
true.
the Dolphins are down 30 and they have to pass every single down? And it's like Josh Allen has been playing with a lead a lot the last 4 or 5 years. So you're not necessarily airing the ball out, 24/7.
But even the passer
The completion
rating,
percentage in the passer rating is
yeah.
bigger. That's
Okay,
definitely
here's
bigger.
here's another one.
That
So
is, I mean, it's like Dylan said. That's why you watch the game.
why you need to watch the games.
Yeah.
So I mean, my opinion here is I wonder, is the NFL officiating at it again? So
Yes.
Eagles-Packers game this week, right? There's social media posts all over the place that clearly show when the Eagles are running their stupid little tush push that everybody's jumping,
Yeah.
everybody's offsides
guards
before the
went
ball
off
even
again.
moves.
Yeah.
And then the Packers run a simple quarterback sneak, a tiny bit of movement, and there was movement.
Yeah.
Is this karma for the Packers leading the charge to ban the tush push? Or is this just typical officiating these days?
I'd love to say it's karma.
I'd love to say it's karma, but I mean, like I said, if you're going to call it one way, you got to call it the other way. And we've seen this now, 3 games in a row to where they haven't called it on the Eagles, but they've called it on the other team.
They just can't. They can't officiate it. It should not be in the league.
Yeah, if it's that hard to officiate and that hard to call, then there's if no other reason that you can think of well, it's a football play and it's not a row and it is man on man and who's stronger. If that's your whole argument, great, fine, whatever. If you want to live on that, but the fact now that it's become extremely hard to officiate is why it should be taken out.
Absolutely.
On
And I'd be
technicality.
curious to see if they were doing it last year and people were just, focused on the wrong thing.
Maybe.
Focused on, oh my God, this play is unstoppable. Maybe why it's unstoppable. Because I will give Jerry Twigg the spotlight here for honestly the best possible example of why the tush push is unfair. The offense already has the advantage because they know the count. They know when that ball is getting snapped. They initiate the contact. And so on top of that, if you're false starting too, and you're getting even more of a head start on initiating that contact, you can't win as a defense. There is no possible way to win, even if you are matched evenly with strength and power and weight. It's not possible. And so there's just for so many different reasons it needs to get out of here. The Eagles can do a regular QB sneak
like every other
and
team
convert
does.
it just as often as they're converting this. It's just not, you can't officiate it correctly. There are guys jumping off sides like every time. It's just not fun either.
I agree.
Ugh.
All right, so here's one. And we could go back to before the season even started. I'm sure we have some clips talking about this guy.
Probably.
I don't know if you heard Jameis Winston starting this Sunday for the Giants.
Yes, he is.
What are your thoughts on that?
Just
Having
for the
Jameis
wrong
Winston
team.
back
Yeah, I
playing.
know.
It's not for the team we wanted him
Not
to
for
start.
the Bengals.
Because now he just doesn't have Jamar Chase to go, fuck it, he's down there somewhere. He
doesn't even have Malik
He's got
Neighbors.
Wandale Robinson and Darius Slayton to
yeah.
pass the ball to.
Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah, look, I don't think they're going to get anything different than probably what they got with Russell Wilson, maybe besides just some more motivation because he's a hell of a motivator and can get his team going. But this is a fill-in for 1 week until Jackson Dart isn't in concussion protocol and he's coming back. It sucks. I wish Jameis was on the Bengals.
I do too.
And I know what's his name?
Joe Flacco's
Joe
been playing
Flacco has been
great.
playing great with the
playing
offense he has. But I wanted Jameis Winston to be chucking the ball
want like
to
4
Jamar.
50-yard touchdowns.
I
a
won't be
game.
shocked
If
if
you
he goes
thought
out there and
Jamar
gets a
had
W
20
too.
plus targets with Flacco, he would have had
good
30
30.
targets with Jameis.
That's Yeah.
true.
I'm over exaggerating, obviously,
that's
a little bit, but I think
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
That's the sad
Maybe it
thing.
could have happened. I think it's cool. I like Jameis. He's starting for
Guys.
the wrong team.
But it's going to
open?
be good for what happened?
It's open.
It's
He is.
open.
This is their menu right now.
Portillo's
He in
is
line.
open. Wait, you know what? It's a soft opening. That's what they're doing. They're not telling anybody. They do that to help the crew out. We're going right after this show. Okay, let's finish up. I got a couple more questions. Here we go. Let's see here. So,
That's awesome.
Travis Hunter, season-ending IR.
Yeah.
Who won the trade? The Browns or the Jags?
Ooh.
Because you guys called this, Doss. You called
Yeah, I
this.
did.
We talked about it a lot of how, hey, this is the NFL. This is a completely different game. I just don't know if you can really put all your eggs in this basket.
That injury happened in practice
of
too.
a player playing on both sides of the ball at a extremely high level difficulty position and wide
Absolutely.
receiver and cornerback.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be right on this. I wanted to get proven wrong and because I do like Travis Hunter. I do think he's a very humble kid. He's from Atlanta. He comes from hey, the football's my way out. I'm going to put everything I possibly can into this, and having enough kind of humility and confidence within himself to go, I'm not going to go to these D1 schools that are recruiting me. I'm going to go to an HB or
HBCU, yeah.
and play with Dion. And then all of a sudden Dion wants to go to Colorado. I'm going to follow him there. And all the crap he got, and to still be that high of a pick, a round of applause for you.
Absolutely.
The Heisman.
The Heisman, regardless if you think he should have won it or not, it sucks because I want to see him succeed, and I truly think if he's going to succeed in the NFL, he's going to have to pick one.
I agree.
He's
Look
going
at the players too that played two sports. They don't always like Deion Sanders. Yeah, he was baseball and football. But you look at Bo
Deion
Jackson,
played a little
some of these
bit.
guys that tried to do it. It's not easy.
Yeah.
Two sports, let alone two positions, both sides of the ball, no rest. It's crazy.
Yeah. He needs to choose. He needs to choose. And I do think, it just sucks. And I think Cleveland won the trade because I genuinely think that Cleveland made that trade, got extra picks, and took who they were going to anyways. I genuinely think that. Mason Graham was probably the pick all along. Either that or maybe Will Campbell.
And if
And
it
they just
wasn't,
decided
they
not
wouldn't
to.
have done that.
Yeah.
Like they
Exactly.
knew they could get more value.
And they knew
still
the
get
Giants
the same,
and the Patriots weren't taking him.
Yes.
And being rewarded for that, they got a fifth round guy in the fifth round that could have gone in the first round?
Yeah.
Sanders?
Yeah.
That's true too.
Yeah, I mean, there's some crazy
that's
stuff
a whole
going on in
nother
that
topic
draft.
for discussion.
That draft is going to be
coming
talked
up,
about
yeah.
for years, I think, as far as, because here's my next question. This is my last question. And actually, here it is. Like, at what point does Gabriel get sent out to the pasture and they let Sanders finally start
It's
for the Browns?
So hold on
week.
though. I have a little bit, this is kind of where I was at the first time we were talking about the quarterback depth chart and all this. If they truly drafted Gabriel when they did, he is the guy that they believed in. So in my opinion, what they're doing, the only reason we're saying it's time and we want to see is because of who Sanders is.
Well, let me say this. Did you get a chance to watch any of the Browns Jets game? It was bad.
Yes, I'm not arguing that.
Underthrown
But what I'm
passes.
saying, as an organization, of hey, we picked this guy
What
in the
round did
third
they take him in?
round.
Third.
round.
But third, fifth, to me, that's almost the same. It's not like it was a first rounder.
That's a good point,
Two
too.
late round quarterbacks. Put them both out there and see what you got.
That's a good point too.
I mean,
I think we
Tom
are going to
Brady,
get him though.
6th round.
They did say,
Worked out.
they haven't said outright, but the plan that everyone's been alluding to all along is that they were going to give Shador the last 4 games after the bye week. And so realistically, your season's already over. The performance that Dylan Gabriel put on, you can tell in the receivers' like body language. They're just like, this is not a catchable ball. And when it is a catchable ball, it's a hospital pass. It's just, he can't see over the line. I mean, he's short. He doesn't have the arm strength. I am watching him throw balls that are into the dirt that travel like 5 yards. And then it skips to the receiver. And he's not taking shots downfield. At the very least with Shador, you're gonna know exactly what he is immediately. He's not scared to do anything.
That's a good point.
So you're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly immediately. And with Gabriel, it's like he knows in the back of his mind that this team took a chance on me, starting to feel like maybe they shouldn't have. I hope that that's not Dylan Gabriel's mindset, but it's kind of hard not to think like that when you're performing the way you are. Your teammates, at least from what it looks like on camera, aren't very happy with the product. And you've got a quarterback that got taken 60 picks after you.
Who has a huge name tied to him.
Massive name.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to add a little bit of info, or I guess a little bit of stats here to what you guys talked about earlier. You're talking about the Bengals, how they really thought that they could just throw points on the board and, try to catch us. They really thought that. And what's interesting about their salary cap, 41% of their whole cap is 4 players. That is the highest percentage in the entire league, the Bengals.
Wow.
And so think about that. You got Joe Burrow at $46 million. You got Higgins at $24 million. Chase at $23 million.
Hendrickson.
And then add Hendrickson, and it's $141 million. So it's really like they're kind of screwed right now when you think about it, as far as the whole Burrow thing. Like they got
almost like we said.
Like, what are you going to do?
You have to bank.
Like we said this.
You have to bank on rookies and picks,
and they're not hitting.
And they're not hitting. They're not hitting the same way some of these other teams are, like the Rams, the Eagles, and some of these teams who draft very well, and that's why they're able to get away with paying.
Even the Patriots at this point.
The Chiefs have also been very good at drafting on the defensive side of the ball, and now ultimately that leads to them paying those players.
That's true.
But they've been good, but it comes down to good organizations and whether you hit. If you're going to do that, you are praying to God that you hit on your draft picks.
41% with 4 players. Like, it's fine to have maybe one guy that's 10%, but they got 4 guys that are over 10% each.
Well, I think we were always on the side that said that they should have chosen between Jamar and T. You drafted other receivers for a reason, not to sit in wide receiver 3, 4, and 5
build your offensive
and barely
line
get targets.
so your quarterback doesn't get killed every week to actually get the ball to those 2 guys that you gave a ton of money to.
They've tried, and they just haven't hit on those picks. And because of the money they've spent, that's the consequence.
This offseason is massive. Like, this is a defining year for not only Burrow and Chase's career, but just the Bengals organization as a whole. Because if it happens again next year, you either Burrow talking about retirement or honestly switching teams. And I know it's crazy to say that, but like, this could be a Matt Stafford situation. And honestly, there may not be a better comparison than Burrow to Matt Stafford. And honestly, Burrow's had more success than Stafford ever had in Detroit, with arguably better weapons too, but you're getting the same spot.
Yeah.
Most years, outside of that one Super Bowl run, and I know you made the AFC Championship game, it hasn't been sustainable. at all. Bad organization.
I agree. So
That's it, guys. That's
that
all
will
I got.
wrap up week. Nice job.
Like it.
Good questions. Good questions. So we're
Very
gonna run
nice.
through these quick.
Well, so actually, before we get into it, we have our guest spot, Mr. AJ Thomas. And the NFL music is very fitting because, you know, we like we said before the episode started, we are hosting our Colts fan, Mr. AJ. But yeah, Dawson, I'll let you introduce him.
Like we said at the beginning of the episode, we have our favorite Colts fan, Mr. AJ Thomas.
Sir.
We thought it was only right. Colts going into their bye week. What are they? They're 8-2 going into their bye week. Yeah. I mean, the same kind of way that I've become excited for my team being 8-2. I think it's funny too because we're seeing the meme, and you can maybe add to this, AJ, of it almost feels like, you know, when we were growing up, when the Colts and the Patriots were always at the top.
Early 2000s ball. This is what I'm seeing, man. Yeah.
So that's cool. But no, I think to get right into it, of the Colts, I know the Colts have kind of been slapped with a little bit of the having an easier record. And hey, who have you played? But then the couple teams that you have played, said the Rams, said who's this?
Broncos.
The Broncos. They probably should have lost to the Broncos. I know AJ won't agree with me on that. They got a little lucky, got a chance to re-kick. But the teams that they have played,
should have won the Rams.
Yeah,
this is
all those fumble. That was big. That was really big.
But the teams that you have played that are on that playoff caliber that you're going to have to play, I think you have fumbled a little bit. So my question to you, AJ, is how long until they can't literally give Jonathan Taylor 25 plus touches a game, and they're going to really have to rely on Daniel Jones when that comes against the Chiefs or whoever it might be in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to do it?
Well, when I say, okay, it's not always just on Daniel Jones. So we gotta look at all 11 men on the field, right? We have options.
Yeah.
I hate how people keep saying like Daniel Jones is a game manager. No, he be slinging it. Like he be throwing it to a point where like it's aggressive game. I told Dylan the other day, I said like I feel like he's more of a gunslinger than anything. Like
He's
I
not
don't
afraid
mind
to
him
let it
being-
rip.
Yeah, like I don't mind him being aggressive. Do I feel like he can carry us to a win? No, I don't think he's that type of player. I think as long as we stay in front of the sticks and we run the ball like we usually do, we have options. We got Michael Pittman. We got Josh Downs.
Yeah.
We got Tyler Warren. We got Alex Pierce. And Alex Pierce, bro. That's what I'm saying.
He's been
Like Alex
good.
Pierce is a deep threat, and Daniel Jones unlocked Alex Pierce. Like that right
Absolutely.
there shows me enough that okay, he's capable. Like if you see the interceptions and the turnovers that he has, okay, it's in cover 2 and it's a deep ball. That's one thing I would say. Like we gotta start like incorporating more Pittman. We need some more Tyler Warren like in the middle. Let's get some Downs. There's no reason why Downs doesn't have any more than 5 touchdowns. I know he missed some games, but like he's a mismatch himself. All I need, Daniel Jones, is to make that third down. All right, we're 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. I need you to make that read. That's it. Everything else. Go ahead.
Yeah, to go on that, Jonathan Taylor, I think I said it in one of our group chats after he did what he
ridiculous.
did. I mean, if you really look at it, I think if you take Jonathan Taylor off that team, I know the O-line's good, and maybe you can create the argument of, hey, if I put any running back behind there, they're going to do similar. I don't believe that with him. I think Jonathan Taylor is a special player.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
But like going on to what I said, if Jonathan, if he doesn't touch the ball 25 times a game, or you know, is he the MVP type caliber player? And is he kind of going into that route of, because he touches the ball this much and has all the touchdowns, you know, I really hope that doesn't hurt him in the MVP conversation, because I truly think if you take him off that team, they're not doing what they're doing right now.
I think that's
the MVP.
Stands for most valuable player. You know what I'm saying? If you take him off of that team, I don't think, like, that's why, okay, for instance, Jokic was winning all them years. Why? Because if you take Jokic off of that team, do you think the Nuggets will make it that far? No.
No.
So I don't like we keep like MVP shouldn't be just a quarterback award, bro.
I agree.
There's like we magnify one position over all these other positions for no
Yeah.
reason. Like JT is a good player. Like
Mhm.
bruh, I don't think we won't win any games without JT. I'm gonna say it here first, bro. Do I
You heard it
believe
here
fully?
first.
Yeah. Do I believe fully in Daniel Jones? No, bro. But as long as we have the run game, that's how what we were built on. Like
Yeah.
literally, I know y'all
Yep.
remember Marlon Mack.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're built on running backs like Eric Dickerson from
Even Edgerrin James.
Yeah.
Marshall Falk
Yeah.
from we gonna have
Yeah.
some running backs. So we
Yeah.
gonna see. I feel like the Chiefs game is gonna be it though.
That's big. That's big
I've
for
been
you
saying it for
guys.
weeks.
Well, I mean, they're kind of gearing up to get ready for that. I mean, we
It's
had
a
a
bye week.
big trade last week. I know you guys have a
Oh
bye
yeah,
right now. Get
let me
right.
talk about size.
But
Let me
let's
talk about
talk
size.
about that Sauce Gardner trade. What do you think
Okay,
about
do
that?
I believe me and Zay, me and Isaiah, we talked about it all the time. Sauce he's not a technician. He's not Pat Surtain. And I'm
Yeah.
not gonna compare him to like dudes that are really he's handsy and his
Yeah.
eyes are in a lot of space, but he is a talent. Like that's the one piece that we've been needing for the longest is a lockdown corner, and then we can
Yeah.
tell everybody else, hey, we can handle this. As you can see, first game when he first gets there, who is he guarding? Drake
He has Drake
London.
London the
So
whole
take
time.
him out the game. Yes, the red zone play, he stepped on his
The
foot.
2-point conversion.
Okay, but you also got to think the dude just traveled. He just
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
trying to find a crib. Then he has to go to Berlin. Then he has to reevaluate. Like there was so much to it. Like last year with Marshawn Lattimore? It's hard to trying to
Mm-hmm.
learn the defense and on the
Yeah.
fly and all this, and then you gotta hold expectations. And this dude's been, it's a lot to it, but
Do
that
you
just
think
shows
it
you
was too
that,
much to give up for him though? Because I think we
yeah,
talked about this last week that outside of Pat Surtain, I don't know if you give any first round picks for a corner, but let alone
but
two of them.
okay, so think of it like this: when the Timberwolves traded for Rudy Gobert and gave like like
Yeah.
it's OD, but who else are you like? We're not gonna trade you him for nothing, Like there's
Yeah.
nobody else on the market, so that's what the market dictated. We would have never
Yeah.
gotten him if we just sent him one. So and it fits the timeline. If Daniel Jones doesn't prove anything in 2 years, okay, cool. Like, then you know what I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
saying? So,
You'll have your
That's a
first round
decent
pick
way of looking
again.
at it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the roster's good enough to where, I mean, you
It
probably
is.
don't
We
have
don't
to
have any
worry
real
about
holes.
having a top 10 pick. And so yeah.
Well, we said it from I think the beginning of the season that if as long as the Colts had decent quarterback play, which is what we've seen for the most part, maybe
Mhm.
besides the Steelers and besides
Yes.
that, they've done. I mean, they've lived up to that roster of how good the O line is, how good the defense is,
Yep.
how good the D line is, and how good your receivers.
Playmakers, yeah.
And adding Tyler Warren, Jonathan Taylor, it was all based on the quarterback. And I think for the most part, like I said, that they have had good quarterback play.
The games they've lost, maybe not. Obviously the Rams game. I don't put on Daniel Jones. He did throw a few picks in there, but they were still in it at the end. The only one that I can definitively say they lost because of Daniel Jones was the Steelers game. And obviously at this point it's an outlier. I mean that's not the norm. And so if he can just continue to manage games going forward, and I don't think that this coaching staff is going to be like a Ravens where they just forget to run the ball in the postseason.
Yeah.
I
Hey,
think
our
that they are
coaching staff
going
is
to,
nice. All
yeah,
right.
a very good coaching staff.
Shane is very in tune with our guys. So
Yeah.
that play calling is one thing I'm not worried about. It's just is
Yeah.
Daniel Jones gonna have like a hiccup here and there? Like that's the only
And
real
you just
worry
hope
I
it
have.
doesn't happen in like a playoff game.
Yeah.
And it's like, well,
I mean
shit, we
that's ultimately like that's what we playing for. We're not playing
this is
for
true. Yeah.
yeah, like at the end of the day, because as you've seen last year with Sam Darnold, not saying Sam Darnold can't sling it, but
Yeah.
if I was playing the Colts, I'm saying, hey, we're taking JT out of the game, we're
Yeah.
stacking the box, we're removing
Mm-hmm.
I
him,
said it this
and Daniel
weekend.
Jones, you have to beat us.
Yep.
But we have options. That's why I'm like,
Got a lot
okay,
of options.
Try it. Try it.
Hey, I'll
You
take a
got
game
options,
manager
man.
quarterback. Hey, AJ, I'll take a game manager quarterback any day of the week. Give me an 8-2 record.
You don't want Tua?
Turn Tua
Hey,
into a game
bro.
manager. I don't care.
The stadium
Give
was
me the record.
lit. The stadium was lit because they won.
When they beat the Bills.
They beat the Bills. Like, what else can you wait? Hey, that's the way.
And they beat the Bills coming off beating the Chiefs too. So I don't think that's anything to
No.
to.
That was a good win.
It was a good win. It really
It was a
was.
really
great win.
dominant win.
Yeah.
Like it was, yeah.
Yeah.
So
What
I
about
think
the
moving on,
Patriots,
I think
though? What's like so
Oh,
like
actually, yeah.
So
Let's talk.
hey, I had something. You know what's funny is karma bit you in the ass when you were talking shit to me about the teams that we lost to, and then all of a sudden they go out and do what they did against the Steelers, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
We're in the same
we're in
spot.
the same boat. I said
that's
we
why I
were in
don't
the
say.
same
That's
boat,
why you gotta
and
wait
look at
till
that.
the end of the year, bro. You gotta wait till the end of the year.
No,
bro.
I hear you. I hear you.
That was so
I
funny.
think it is cool though that you know, I think both of our teams have MVP caliber
Our
players.
teams.
That too.
Hey.
Hey, the
But
Bears is good.
specifically
The Bears is good. Talk about the Bears, man. They're good,
Hey,
man.
we good. We're good.
specifically
We're
me
good.
and AJ, I think it's cool that we do have a player on our team that is like high on the
Oh, yeah.
odds list for MVP. I think
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Not just that, but like the talk of the league.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every
Oh, yeah,
single
people talk
news
about
outlet,
Indiana now.
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing.
So to quickly run through, because we said we were going to do this,
Yeah.
we'll quickly go through it because we want to do it with AJ. We talked about our midseason awards, whether that's MVP, whatever. Obviously, I think AJ is going to pick Jonathan Taylor for his MVP. If Jonathan Taylor wins MVP, who wins Offensive Player of the Year though?
yeah, that's
Or maybe
Yeah.
vice versa. If he does, if Jonathan Taylor doesn't and he wins offense, then who wins MVP?
You heard me? JSN. That
Yeah,
man
I think so, too.
is insanely talented. Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. He's doing what Travis Kelce does. Like, you just do
finding
turn
the
around.
zone. Yeah.
Do turn around. Like, and then he take it deep. And then he has great hands. Like, JSN is definitely offensive player of the year.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You could also, so it's crazy to say, but Jamar Chase still technically, I think he's still close to being on pace for another Triple
feel-
Crown. I know his
The
touchdowns have
second half
slipped a
of the year
bit.
is going to be
but
crazy because they're
It
they're
is.
going to try to you know how Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow is. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I think
can
him
see
and
that.
McCaffrey too. McCaffrey
Yeah,
as well.
McCaffrey is, you can talk because he's had to carry that team, especially with
But
all the injuries they've
I would
had.
say McCaffrey is getting force fed, but as you see,
He
he's
is.
not getting any touchdowns. Like, and
Yeah.
it's
He also
and it's
isn't getting very many explosive plays through the
Yeah, a
run.
lot
Like
of it's
outside
just
of last
catches.
week, I think his longest run was like 13 yards, maybe like
Yep.
19 maybe. It's not good.
yeah.
But
So,
Now, the one I really want to talk about,
Oh yeah.
I think is the coach of the year. I think hands down, no questions asked, Mike Vrabel is the coach of the year.
but I got a
I'm
sleeper.
sorry, Dylan. It's your Bears bias of youth, and not to take anything away from what he's doing up there.
Wait a minute though. How many coaches troll by the bar of their team they just kicked the ass of, like Mike McDaniel did, and rolled by to, like, he deserves the coach of the year just for that.
No,
Thank you.
I think-
Hey, that was my sleeper, Mike McDaniel. Hey, he got them boys
That was my
humming, bro.
sleeper.
Hey, the Seahawks, bro. Hey, bro.
Yeah.
Seahawks
Oh,
is a team
man.
that I don't want to play because they win a lot of road games. All right,
That's true.
Yeah.
and that defense.
I had him on my honorable mention. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, that defense is legit. That defense is legit.
My Jim Harbaugh too. I think what he's doing with the Chargers and how many injuries they've suffered on the O line, and to still
Yeah.
have them in competition
Yeah.
for the division, he was up there too. He's one of my honorable mentions. I do think it's Ben Johnson strictly because of all of the intangibles that went
No way.
into because
There's no way he said that. There's no way.
Patriots had a very good foundation, and they knew what they were getting with Vrabel. Vrabel, I'm pretty sure, has been a coach of the year candidate already. This is nothing new.
To be good. Yeah.
This is Ben Johnson's first year as a head coach, and he's turning around a franchise that realistically has not been relevant in a long time. Patriots are historic. They're storied.
What's with the starting that slow and then we got to come back in the fourth? Like, what is with that thing?
It's getting better. I think we're still really injured on defense. I think for the last month of the season, we've been without our three best players on defense, and we haven't really had a pass rush. And so it really has been, if the offense isn't perfect, we're going to be behind at some point in the game. And the fact that Ben Johnson has Caleb continuously progressing and getting better. Last Sunday was his best game as a pro. The stats aren't going to show it, but they had 6 drops, and that's over, I think it was 80 to 100 yards left on the field and at least 1 or 2 more touchdowns. We're talking about Caleb Williams in a completely different light if that ends up happening. And we still are based on the fourth quarter comebacks. But I think the biggest part of that is Ben Johnson. Last year, Caleb had those game-winning drives. He had 5 of them that got squandered by Matt Eberflus. And all of a sudden, same thing's happening this year, but the one thing that's different is Ben Johnson. And I think his...
man. Coaches
absolutely. It matters more than anything. I think if the Bears make the playoffs and they finish around 11-6, 12-5, 11-6, it's going to be hard to not give it to Ben Johnson.
Who do y'all have left in the division to play?
We still have the Vikings this week. We play the Lions week 18, and we play the Packers twice in 3 weeks. So it's if they win all those, they go 5-1 in the division.
Hey, Packers are fluky. You can get a Packers win.
They are.
Yeah,
Packers, that's a whole different story. I think
same with the Vikings. I think if you play the Vikings on the right day, you'll make but it's the Lions that
I don't believe in the Vikings. I don't like the Vikings.
Yeah, I don't either.
I want to kind of have a little bit more of a conversation about MVP though, because obviously, Jonathan Taylor is hands down a candidate.
How is he not MVP? How is he not
Matt
MVP?
Stafford.
I think Matthew Stafford has a really good argument.
Matt Stafford his last 6 weeks, 20 touchdowns, 0 picks.
We know quarterbacks are gonna win. That's boring.
True.
I hear you. I really do.
I agree.
I think what he's doing at the age he's doing it with the coach. I know he has a good defense and I know he has a great coach, but it takes the players to go out there and do it. And and you saw him. I know a lot of people don't really understand of them talking about 11 personnel, 12 personnel, 13, and all the different formations that they go through on a daily basis or gamely basis, all the different looks they give. I think Matthew Stafford, and I know Drake May's been in the conversation. I think it's between Jonathan Taylor and Matthew Stafford.
I think so.
Without me being biased.
The Rams play the Seahawks this week.
Yes, and that's a great test, especially with that defense.
If he goes out and throws another 4 touchdowns against Seattle and he has like 4 or 5 incompletions, I think he's got to be. Jonathan Taylor is hands down winning an award this year. I just think the NFL's award system is shitty. I think it should be more like MLB. We talked about this last year.
I'm with you, man.
Yeah. Player-based awards. I think there are way too many positions to accurately represent who is the best of the best. It doesn't make any sense. Because, like you said, it's a quarterback award at this point. There hasn't been a running back or any positional player win the MVP since 2012, Adrian Peterson. And that was... He had to damn near break the rushing record to get there.
And Saquon almost did it last year. And Saquon almost did it last year, and he still didn't even. I don't even think was really considered.
Jonathan Taylor has the touchdowns.
I don't even want to talk about that. Josh Allen, come on.
That's...
Well, before we let AJ go, any last thoughts on the Colts before we talk to you next time? Especially going into the Chiefs game. I know they're on a bye.
I'm not worried as the Chiefs as I am the Texans. All right.
Had a good defense.
We got 2 games left against the Texans, and
you
want to talk about turnovers, man. Those dudes get some turnovers. So those are who I'm worried about. And we just it's gonna be a slugfest with the Chiefs. Hey, do you know that Mahomes has never beat the Chiefs? Right? You know that, right?
Mahomes has never beat
the Colts. My fault. The Colts.
Really?
Yes.
Well, hopefully Mahomes doesn't know that.
Look it up. Look it up.
Never beat the Colts. Interesting.
Oh, that's funny. Well, thank you, AJ. Again, we appreciate it. And your Colts biased. Hopefully, Daniel Jones comes in when they can't force feed.
It's not biased.
I can't wait for the Patriots Colts playoff match.
That man Dylan right there, he's biased. He just said,
we know
Ben
that.
Johnson
a little bit biased.
We know this.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, if we take this roster to the playoffs with the amount of injuries we've suffered on defense, there is no doubt in my mind. I think no one has done more with less than Ben Johnson.
You've made a good argument. I'll give you that. You've made a good argument.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, AJ. We appreciate it. And I'm sure we'll talk again here soon about Hopefully we can do a special. That'd be pretty funny if the
Patriots
and the
Colts
end up
in the
playing.
wild card round, baby.
It might not work out though, because if we both win the division, we'd have to probably play each other in the AFC Championship game.
Even
that would
better.
be-
That's even better. We love that.
That would be pretty crazy. if
Hey,
we-
protect the balls though, AJ. They might, they might get
Oh,
funny ideas.
Shut
Yeah,
the
that's what they
fuck
do.
up.
Bro.
Oh my God.
Get
That's what
out
they
of
do.
here.
And the twig.
Yeah, you mean the game
Hey,
that we
watch
ran
out-
the ball for
watch out
like
for
200
Patriots
yards?
fans and Twig, because they out here
And Twig?
scheming and demon.
Hey, man.
That's funny.
There's snakes in the grass.
Well, thank you, AJ, and we'll talk to you soon. Well, no, like I think AJ made it very clear. I think he brings up a lot of good points to with Jonathan Taylor and how they're using him, and how even AJ doesn't seem all too confident with Daniel Jones if it really has to come down to him. Like I said, though, we've been talking about it for weeks. I think everyone has the Chiefs game is going to be a huge
Everyone has that game
marker
circled.
to go, okay, what are the Chiefs this year and what are the Colts this year? But no, we appreciate AJ like always. To get into the rest of Week 11, we're going to kind of go through these. We're running a little bit low on time, but NFL Week 11, obviously we have our Pick Ems. We got another game overseas.
Yeah.
We got some college game day stuff. First game, we're going to talk about Bears-Vikings. This is Dylan's team. I think I'll put my 2 cents in. I'll let Dylan take it over for the rest. But the division game, you gotta go in. I know it's
We've already lost to them once.
you cannot get swept by them, especially division. I don't think the Vikings. It's like flipping a coin with the Vikings. I feel like this year they either play really really good.
Depends on which version of JJ McCarthy you get.
It does.
You get JJ or 9.
Yeah. So I like the Bears in this one. We're not picking it. But I do like the Bears to stack on to what they've done. They're in a dome. Don't got to worry about weather.
That's true.
I don't think we're going to get a good Vikings. You just never know with these division games, though. But I do like the Bears in this.
I think it's going to be close. I'm not going to say they're going to win this game because, Vikings obviously one of the best rosters in the league. Justin Jefferson is still incredible, and we still have a banged up secondary. So it could very well go either way. But if Caleb can win, this is his biggest test of the year because this is Brian Flores. You know he is going to send the absolute house at you and give you 3 or 4 different things to think about on every single snap. And so I'm more than anything, I'm going to be watching this game to see how Caleb adjusts at the line and works through pressure and finds the open receiver. If he can do that for 4 quarters, I'm on the Caleb train again. I'm still, obviously I'm trying to prop up Caleb, and I do think he's going to be a good quarterback. I think he's decent already. And he does what he does great, but what he doesn't do is still shaky. And so, this is the week. Just keep stacking them. Keep stacking them, and you cannot get swept by the Vikings, especially when they're clearly the fourth best team in the division.
Yeah.
Can't happen.
Next one, Buccaneers, Bills. I think this is a
one.
tough stretch for the Buccaneers to go from playing us than to playing the Bills, especially after
two teams
what
that are
happened.
hurting too.
That too.
Bad losses.
Yeah, and it's really for the Bills. So the Buccaneers are going into a just I think bad situation there
In Buffalo,
we're not picking it. I'll say I think the Bills win this one with how embarrassed they got last week. They're at home.
Yeah.
I'll take the Bills in this one.
I think too. It's the Florida team going up to Buffalo in almost December, so it's you never know. You never know.
Yeah. Next one, Seahawks, Rams. Shame that this one isn't on primetime because I think this has the opportunity to be the game of the week.
Oh, don't worry. We got Cowboys, Raiders, Monday Night Football. Thank God.
Right?
Stupid Cowboys.
No, the Seahawks have been playing awesome. Yeah. I think they had one little slip up, but they still won where Sam Darnold had a couple of those interceptions and the fumble in the end zone. Yeah. It's going to happen over a long season. And then, like we mentioned, with AJ, with the Rams and Matthew Stafford. 2 of the best
teams in football.
2 of the best teams, division game. This could very well...
This could determine the 1 seed.
This could determine the 1 seed. This could also determine who wins the division and who's in a wild card.
100%.
So this game is circled for me. I can't wait to watch this game and how good both these 2 teams are playing.
The afternoon slate this week is great.
Yeah.
Chiefs Broncos next game. This one's, we just talked about it. Bigger frauds. I genuinely think the Chiefs win this game. They're coming off a bye week. They're getting a lot of their guys back healthy. Broncos just haven't shown me what they were supposed to be.
I also
know they're
think
8-2, but
Chris, look this up for me. I think the Chiefs' record after a bye week.
Oh man, I guarantee
absolutely like insane. Like
I'd be surprised to know if Mahomes has ever lost after a bye week. Honestly,
it's so lopsided to the Chiefs winning. I think it's pretty crazy. Next game, this game is Sunday night. This is on our pick 'em, but we'll talk about Lions Eagles.
This is a good game.
I'm gonna take the Lions for the simple fact that I just don't think the Eagles have any type of rhythm right now, especially coming off the game that they had.
It's true.
I know the Lions secondary is a little banged up. They're dealing with injuries, not having some of their safeties. Their linebackers are pretty good though, and I think their D-line is good as in getting to the
run
quarterback.
Defense is good too.
Yes. And their offense, now that Dan Campbell seems to be taking over the play calls, they had.
Is there anything that man
yards.
cannot do?
I agree.
Like, seriously, Dan Campbell came in as a defensive head coach, and then all of a sudden he's just turning himself into an offensive head coach because he feels like
500+ yards.
As a top 3 head coach in the NFL, bar none. There is no discussion. I don't care who the other 2 coaches are. That man deserves to be on the list. That's crazy.
But I will be taking the Lions in this one. I think the Lions have a lot of momentum. They have more, I think, just confidence within themselves right now than the Eagles do. And I got the Lions.
This should have been the NFC Championship matchup last year. So we finally get to see what these teams look like playing each other. I'm going to take the Eagles, though. I do think, just out of sheer hope, that the Bears can win again this week and have sole possession of first place in the NFC North.
Yeah.
The Eagles helped us out last week at the Packers, and we play the Eagles in 2 weeks. So
well, listen to this though, guys. On Andy Reid, this is actually impressive. His overall record
after the bye week
is 22-4. That's 8-3 with the Chiefs and 13-1 with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I told you it's pretty
so
crazy.
The dude knows how to take a bye week.
Well, for that simple stat alone, I would take the Chiefs.
Yep.
First game on the Pick'em Thursday night. My team, we finally got prime time. We're wearing our nice silky rivalry jerseys.
Order the Drake May jersey.
I think the Jets head coach consistently pisses me off in his press conferences where it's just like, who do you think you are? You're not making, like, I understand you're there to do a job and I understand, but you're turning off everyone to like kind of like being like, oh, that guy's cool. Like every single thing that comes out about you, you're an asshole.
Yeah, that guy's an asshole.
So that's my little, it makes me happy because I think the Jets are always going to be the Jets. But Patriots, I'm taking the Patriots. I think they don't even have Garrett Wilson playing. He's hurt. So they have no one on offense but Breece Hall. I think if you took away Breece Hall's long screen pass for the touchdown they had,
12 passing yards.
He had, it was 12. Pretty ridiculous.
12.
So I think we're going to put Justin Fields in a blender. Drake May is going to do his thing, and we're going to walk out.
I'm starting the Patriots defense in 2 leagues this
Don't blame
week
you.
because of that. They're projected 10 points.
Next one, we got Notre Dame Fighting Irish at the 23 ranked Pitt Panther. Are they the Panthers?
I think so.
I think they're the Panthers. That is the college game day. I'll go with Notre Dame. I know I've watched a couple bit of Pitt's games. They've played good in an ACC though. That's not very good.
I just love Jeremiah Love, dude.
He is very funny. I think he's going to be a great NFL running back when it's all said and done. I know he could have come out last year. He decided to stay one more year.
Bring him to Chicago, baby. Oh my god.
So I'm going to take Notre Dame in this one. I think they're the better team. They're going to somehow squeak into the playoffs. I think again, like we kind of mentioned
Notre
all
Dame
the time.
Bias, no conference. Don't play a hard schedule. It's kind of hard to leave them out when the media loves them.
Yeah,
but
I'd rather watch them though than like Memphis or someone like that. Yeah, I'll say that.
It's very fair, very fair. So
how close did Indiana though from this last weekend? How close did they come to getting themselves knocked out of the playoff?
My God,
that
what
catch
a catch
at the end of the game was insane.
God. And Mendoza, it's Mendoza, right? The Indiana guys.
Yes.
Fernando Mendoza, Heisman. It's him or Jeremiah Love right now.
Or I'd also throw in the Ohio State quarterback. He's been playing pretty good. But no, this year just feels so weird.
It does.
Like all of a sudden you saw King for Georgia Tech, where I thought, he could do it, and then he kind of, and then maybe you could either throw Gunnar Stockton in there. I think he's played really good down the stretch of the competition he's playing.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a lot. There's just so much. There's not that clear cut like couple guys this year to where it's going to be between them. I don't know who's
I
going to
think
end
it's
up coming
gotten
away
so
with it.
bad that they genuinely, I think you remember like last year when it was a 2-man race the whole year. They kept updating us every year.
Yeah.
We have not seen jack shit about who the Heisman favorite is
haven't.
this year because I don't even think they know.
We have not. That's a good point. To go into the next college game, we got 18 Michigan at Northwestern. This is a snooze fest.
Sucks, dude.
This sucks.
Snooze
Why
fest.
does Big Ten get their own kickoff, like their own special every week?
They're on Fox, so they
But
that's
half
who-
the games suck.
I agree
Half
with you.
these matchups we've picked, it's like I don't give a shit. We know who's gonna win.
I'll take Michigan.
Yeah, give me Michigan.
That's pretty self-explanatory. Commanders, Dolphins. They're in Spain.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
I'm
baby.
taking the Dolphins.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
After they played the
Yes,
Commanders,
sir.
their
Look at
defense
that.
is
We're
I
back.
don't even know. I don't even know what the Commanders' defense is. You have the
They're just
offense
so
with
hurt.
Mariota.
Yeah.
The receive McLaurin's
McLaurin has played like 2 games all year.
Can't say.
He just got paid.
Can't say his name. Yeah.
McLaurin.
He's only for all the holdout, and then he's literally played like 2 games, like you said. I got the Dolphins. I think.
Dolphins.
Who knows? I mean, Marcus Mariota could put up, and Debo could have 3 touchdowns.
Ooh,
But
be nice.
I like the Dolphins in this one.
Yep, me too.
Next
There
one,
you go.
Lions Eagles. Already talked about it Sunday night. I got the Lions. Dylan has the Eagles, like you
Sir.
said. Could be this is going to be a good game, though. I think the Lions are going to force you to score points, which
Absolutely.
will have it be a different game than how the
Jalen Hurts
Eagles-
is going to air it out. I do think he's going to have a good game.
Next one, Cowboys Raiders Monday
Sucks.
night. Yeah, this is. I wish like the
sucks.
Rams and the Seahawks was this game.
How do the Cowboys? I mean, we know why
You know
America's
why.
team and all this nonsense, but at some point, is that ever going to change?
No, it won't change.
No.
As long as Jerry's living and as long as he does what he does, and it's never going to change.
Sucks.
But yes, Cowboys, Raiders. I'm going to take the Cowboys in this one. They're going to put up a lot of points like they have been, even though I don't think they're a very good team altogether.
They're debuting Quinnen Williams as well. So
They're
they'll
going
probably
to
be better against the run. Ashton Janty he's already had a very tough time running the ball behind that terrible offensive line. And Jackson Powers Johnson is hurt too. So yeah, Cowboys, it's probably not going to be a close game. It's going to be a game that I watch for fantasy purposes because I have quite a bit of players on both of these teams. I got Brock Bowers, I got CeeDee, I got Javonte, you have Ferguson.
I've got George Pickens.
yeah,
I've got Dak if I want to start Dak. There's a lot. Yes.
I even have Trey Tucker in a league. So yeah.
Yes, I agree. Player props, we're going to wrap this up like we do every week with a little bit of betting. We'll go our cut bet of the week, and then we will also do our player props. My player, I didn't have one. I was going to kind of pick it as we went. I'm going to take Drake May over rushing yards. I think the secondary for the Jets isn't terrible as much as some people will like to say they are. I think they're pretty good. Younger guys, and our receivers aren't the most talented. Like Drake May is having to improvise, but I think he's going to get out of the pocket a little bit more, especially with our running backs being a little banged up. Stevenson's probably not going to play. I know Henderson kind of got hurt a little bit, but he'll be fine.
The bait worked.
Did it work?
Hey, yep.
What do you say? That's funny. No, so yeah, I'm going to take Drake May rushing yards. I don't know the exact number, but I like him to kind of maybe put a short week, a little bit more of the pressure of running the ball on him than our banged up running backs, because I know we're going to have to establish that again, especially in a division game.
Yep. So Nico Collins, 70 receiving yards. He's, regardless of who plays, I think Nico has been getting a healthy dose of, the ball. And so let's just, I do think there were a lot of different options, but Nico Collins coming back from a concussion, and they play the Titans. So, I mean, not that they'll be scoring a lot or need to score a lot. The defense might just put him out early. But I do think Nico Collins is the one guy, at least on the outside, for a bad secondary in Tennessee that is going to get fed the ball.
Is Stroud going to come back? I think he probably should.
I don't think we know yet.
I'm sure.
But regardless of if it's Stroud, Nico had a good game last week with Davis Mills.
Yeah,
and the Jaguars are a decent defense. So yeah, I do think 70.5 receiving yards. Honestly, I probably could have picked a better one, but I'm rolling with it. And then on to the cut bet of the week. As I said earlier, CutBet is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that allows its users to wager directly with other users on any publicly verifiable result in sports, entertainment, politics, and more. If you think John Gruden is going to be coaching next year, pick the team. Let us know. Put your money where your mouth is. So yeah, like I said, cut users set the terms of any wager they make, and the possibilities are endless. So stop talking, start competing against your friends and other users, including us, to prove who really knows what they're talking about. And so this week, I think it's pretty easy. I checked this point total just to make sure that I wasn't, I needed my eyes checked. The Cowboys Raiders is only at 50.5 points, which I know is a lot of points, but this game's going to be like the Bears Bengals and like the Bengals Jets, where it's going to be like 70 points scored. Yeah. No defense is playing.
The Cowboys could score 40 of those. And then,
they get good.
In garbage time. But yeah,
Absolutely.
no, I think this game could be a very high scoring game. Kind of similar with defenses aren't very good. Offenses are, I'd say, fairly decent with Brock Bowers. There's guys on that Raiders team still. And then, of course, the Cowboys, like we mentioned, they put up a lot of points. Their defense just isn't very good.
Yep.
So, yes, I think over 50.5, great bet. Hopefully we start a little win streak because we're on like a 5-game win streak, lost one last week, so maybe we can get that going again.
Yes, sir.
But yes, no, thank you again to AJ. Thank you again to everyone who supports, who gives us some of this stuff to talk about, Bengals, just everything that we do. We appreciate all you, all the comments, likes, everything on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever you watch our stuff, we appreciate it. And yeah, we will see you guys next time.
Yes, sir. It's been real, guys.